Thanks for joining Meeples on Meeples. This episode we are going to talk about great party games for the holidays and relatives visiting for large groups.
What is our definition for large groups? But we should throw that out.
I want to say, what do we say, 6 or more?
6 or more.
It was a large group. Because normally, 4 is like a typical family. So.
I'm Brian.
Adam.
Andrew.
And who do you want to start this off here?
I might as well.
Okay.
First one I got on my list is Pitch Car Mini. It's a really fun game. I know we've talked about it before. Hopefully we're going to do a review here soon and everybody can check it out. It's very simple. You can get a lot of people.
We have done a review of that one.
We did review Pitch Car Mini, yeah.
Where have you been?
And we all loved it. Go watch the review.
Yeah, check out the review.
Somebody's been
We've
hitting
ever
the
done
eggnog. Yeah.
Didn't sleep much. Anyway, so it's a lot of fun, It has some setup to it, but once you get into it, rules are simple and whatnot, so it can be a lot of fun for everybody.
And it involves a little bit of movement around the table, too, so it's great
does.
for a party atmosphere.
It gets everybody up and moving. You clear out the chairs, people are walking around, and it's a game where if it's not your turn, if you're playing with a larger group, you could,
you can go grab
some eggnog, grab a snack or whatever. And it plays. There's 8 discs in the game, but we were talking the other day how I don't see why you couldn't buy more wooden discs to make it a 9-10 player game. Why not? It's just race car flicking.
Beer bottle around.
Here's Hobby Lobby, check it out. The next one I got on here is Kill Dr. Lucky. It's really simple. I know we talked about it last episode too. It's just basically reverse Clue in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You're trying to kill him instead of find out who did the killing. So. Let's see here. I got on here Survive Escape from Atlantis. Also, that's kind of want to set it up ahead of time because quite a few components and people might get a little scared if you sit there and set it up for a half an hour.
No, to make it for large groups, you need the expansion.
The expansion, yes.
It's 4 out of the box. It's 4 player, but you can expand upon that.
And the last one I have on here is Cyclades. And memory serves me, what is it, 6?
It's up to 5. It's
5.
2 to 5, and it scales the map.
But that one's a lot of fun, and it's kind of a bidding game, and then you got to do this, and you got to bid against the gods, and there's a lot of different aspects of the game, and it just really gets you going.
And it's going to be one where you need a little more board game familiar audience.
That's true.
It's not going to be quite the gateway game for mom and dad or
Well,
grandma.
the good news is though I think you could compare it to Risk.
You could, yeah.
A little bit.
It's more complicated, but it plays a lot faster. So
yeah, it definitely keeps you engaged. Don't play Risk.
My list is going to be pretty short again. Andrew kind of covered a good chunk of mine. I had Kill Dr. Lucky as well as Pitch Car Mini on there. The 2 different ones I had are Flashpoint, Operation Flashpoint. It's a fighter.
it's Flashpoint Fire Rescue.
Is it
Flashpoint. Operation Flashpoint video game, totally different.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible.
That's a military game.
Anyways, so Flashpoint Fire Rescue, you play as firemen. It's a co-op game. You're trying to put out a fire in an apartment. We recently got an expansion where I think it's a hotel.
Yeah, you can have add a second level. It
plays
crazy.
a lot of people. It's a lot of fun. It's a fairly good starter game too for around the holidays. So you get the non-gamers in on it. We have a lot of fun with that one. And the other different one I had on there was Formula D, which Brian talked about in our last episode. Is a great gateway game. It's a simple racing game. It can get more complex if you play the harder rules, but if you play the basic game, it's pretty straightforward and easy.
And again, it plays 10. I mean, there's so few games play up to that many, but to be able to play 10 people is pretty awesome.
So yeah, that's right on my list, but that's basically all I have for party games.
I included Formula D, I included Pitch Car Mini, and I agree pretty much with anything you guys said there. But I also included some lighter fare that anybody can play really large groups, like Apples to Apples. Great game.
That's a good game.
Especially if you know the people you're playing with, all the inside jokes, getting them to guess the words. There's a lot of interaction, and that's a really fun game. I love Apples to Apples. And then Ink and Gold, which is the one where you're going into the temple and you push your luck. Do I want to keep going into the temple and risk losing everything? Or do I just need a little bit more gold to be in first place? And so you always have people egging people on, yeah, go for it, hoping they get screwed over and lose it all, and everybody's laughing. And
really for the players, you have 2 cards. That's all you have. It's either
and your little tent where you put your jewels in. But
so it's a very simple game.
And so everybody's going to be laughing and pointing fingers like, you idiot, you could have won. Why did you push your luck too far? And you'll have a lot of, things like that going on. So it's one of those where if your group is having fun and knows each other really well, you can get a lot of interaction, a lot of laughing, and it can really, I think, help get the party started, to help people get to know each other, kind of lighten the mood a little bit. So I like that one quite a bit too.
All right.
All right. Well, that was this episode of Meeples on Meeples, the holiday extravaganza, super duper,
Extraordinaire.
ready to go, extraordinary, any fancy word you can think of. So
Those are our favorite party games.
Yep. Check us out on the next episode, which is going to be family games.